First of all, congratulations, because making decisions means you're moving forward, and moving forward means you're playing the game. And this video is going to help you keep moving forward and keep playing the game, because in order to do that, we need to make decisions quickly and then move on from them. So you're making hard decisions. The reality is, if you want to do anything in any area of life, you're going to have to make decisions. So getting good at it is kind of important. Lately, I've been having to make a lot of tough decisions quickly as well, with a time limit. Ugh, stressful. Sounds awful, right? Well, no. Because actually having a time limit on it is probably the best thing you can do. Otherwise, you're going to be there for like 6 months, a few weeks, just thinking over and over and over and over again about how you could do this or you could do that, you could do this. Make sure you set a time limit from the start and then get it done by that time limit. I think we've all been there when we're thinking round and around and around and around and around. In the end, you can see all options being fine and you just get frozen, paralyzed. And then guess what? You're stuck. You're not playing any game because you're frozen. Give yourself a container, a time limit, a space to make it happen, and then make the call. When you made the call, move. Move, move, move. It's done. Stop ruminating on the past. It's over. The truth is, you cannot get it wrong. It is literally impossible to make a wrong decision. And here's why. Because it doesn't matter what you do or where you go, or if you mess up everything, you're still going to end up where you're supposed to be. You're still going to learn from it. You're still going to grow from it. It's all part of the journey of becoming a stronger, better, more aligned person, is making a bad decision and then a good decision and just keeping it moving. You cannot make a mistake, and that just makes every decision kind of less important. You can also look at it as well like, is this decision going to matter in 5 years? Most of the time, probably not, because in 5 years' time, you'll be over it. You'll be living your life then. In 5 years' time, you're going to have different decisions to make. So you're not going to be thinking about the decisions you had to make 5 years ago. Can you name me one decision that you made 5 years ago that you're still thinking about? No, you can't, because you're too wrapped up in your here and now. Honestly, stop and ask yourself, is this going to matter in 5 years? And if the answer is no, it's not that deep. You know what decision you might think about though, is if you were making it based on other people's opinions. Before you make a decision, I need you to ask yourself, am I making this decision based on my values and me, or based on what other people will think, or based on what other people will say, or based on what other people think I should do? No, should, would, could is not how you need to live your life. That's how you get yourself into a spiral and living a life that you don't even recognize anymore. Because say you speak to one person and they say, oh, you should definitely do this. And then you go to another person, they say, don't do that, you should do this. Now you're just frazzled. And then guess what? You freeze, you stop, and you stop playing the game. Your parent, not your boyfriend, not your best friend, knows you better than you. Nobody can tell you what you need, what you want, and what you value. Therefore, nobody else can make a decision based on those values except from you. And the more you outsource, the more you go and ask people their opinions, the further you go away from yourself. Because even if you make a decision to please person A, person B might be annoyed because it doesn't suit them. There is really no way you can win unless you are happy with your decision and it feels good to you. Because at the end of the day, who goes to bed with your decision? You. Who lives with your decision every day? You. Get certain on your values and then just make sure your decision aligns with those values. You don't need anything from anyone else. You just have to take ownership of your own life. And when you're making decisions based on your life, it's much easier to own it. Any decision you make, good or bad or ugly, you have to own it. That is your power. You can own it when it's a good decision and say, yeah, I did that. When you mess up, which you will, because unfortunately we're all humans and that happens, just own it, learn from it, and then move forward. You don't need to beat yourself up. That's such a waste of your energy. You have to really separate your decisions from who you are. Making X decision doesn't mean you're a good person, and making Y decision doesn't mean you're a bad person. Whatever decision you make, just focus on making the decision right. Even if it's a bad decision, focus on making it right by fixing it. If it's a good decision, focus even more on making it right and enjoy it. Let me give you a real example, and this is why I wanted to make this video. I made a terrible decision not that long ago. It was completely against my values, but then I made it and I felt like I had to stand by it. So I just like got stuck, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm letting everyone down. Everyone's gonna hate me. I was torturing myself over and over and over and over again in my head. Eventually, after too long, but eventually I let it go and I was like, okay, it is what it is, whatever. They're never gonna want me ever again. That's fine. And then guess what happened? They wanted me back. They wanted to work with me again after I made this terrible decision. And you know what? That's because one bad decision is not going to change your life. If someone knows you're a good person and they like you, one bad decision is not going to stop them from liking you. And if they don't like you and they don't want to be around you, nothing you can do will ever change that. You could make 1,000 good decisions for this person and they still won't want you around. It's really out of your control. So the energy you waste on tormenting yourself about past decisions and future decisions and thinking, it's completely a waste of time, because regardless of the decision you make, you can't control the outcome anyway. It's not up to you. We really have very little control. Us humans, we think we have so much control over everything and we think we can manifest things and No, we never know what's around the corner. We never know what's going to come of it. You could make a decision that you think is the best decision for you and something happens and then that whole decision is wiped and you have to make a new decision. There's just so much out of our control, because I know how it is and you think, okay, if I just do everything perfectly, if I make everything amazing and everyone happy, my life will just be perfect. No. Because even when you do that, your life's not perfect, is it? But that's good news, because not being in control of everything actually means that your decisions aren't that big of a deal anyway. It allows you that freedom to do whatever and make the right decision that you think in the moment, and then who knows, let it go. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to come of it, but just make the decision. That's the one thing you can control, is making the decision and then let it go. You can't mess it up. Even if you think you've destroyed everything, guess what? It will always work out. Because if that wasn't the case, how are you still here now? Aren't there times in the past where you thought, oh, I messed up so bad, I've ruined everything. And look at you now, you're still here, you're fine. Absolute worst case scenario, it's probably a joke now with the people around you and you're like, oh, whoopsie, couldn't done that. And if you can't laugh at it, then you're taking life too seriously. The right people, places, careers, jobs, everything that is right for you and meant to be in your life will be in your life regardless. How many times have you heard people dating and you hear that one of them at first was like, I'm not that into them, and now they're married with 4 kids? Come on, you simply cannot make a mistake. There's no mistakes, they don't exist. No matter where you end up, you will always be brought back to where you want to go. You could jump off and you could do something so unhinged and so crazy and make a decision that ruins everything. You would still end up exactly where you are now. And you will always find you again, because that is the most important thing. So, make the call. Make it fast. Value your own opinion over everyone else's. If you must get support, use it as support, not as the answer to your question. Own it. And know that there's a much bigger force, there's bigger things that happen in this life that are way out of our control. Make sure it aligns with what you want and need from this life and what you value in this life. Make it and then move on. Let go, live your life, do something else, go outside, touch some grass, and trust that you can handle whatever comes from that decision. Whatever circumstance is given to you because of your decision, you can handle it. If it's a bad decision, you can handle fixing it. If it's a good decision, great, you're gonna have a great time. Start making decisions faster. The faster you make one decision, you'll be quicker on to the next decision. And then all those decisions will lead you exactly where you want to go. Just don't let yourself get stuck thinking that all these decisions are so important, you're gonna mess it up. No, make that decision fast and own it. Trust yourself. Now go. Okay, so say if you make the worst possible decision, guess what? You can still undo it. You can still go back. Other than death, you can pretty much undo every single action.